me being here.
Flying high, take the dive, blue waves across the ocean. Honey straight from the hive, live it up and go with the motion. Sweet like honey on a summer day, I'll stick with you through the wind and the rain. Sweet like honey on a summer night, like a busy bee, taking flight. 2, 1, go! Sweet like honey, sweet like a summer day. Sweet like honey, sweet like a summer day. Sweet like honey, sweet like honey, honey. Sweet like honey, sweet like a summer day. Sweet like honey, sweet like honey, honey. Sweet like honey, sweet like a summer day. Springtime with you, summer with me. Flowers in fields and little yellow bees. Watch as the time passes in a haze. Sweet honey nights and golden honey days. Sweet like honey, sweet like a summer day. Sweet like honey, sweet like a summer day. Sweet like honey, sweet like honey, honey. Sweet like honey, sweet like a summer day. Sweet like honey, sweet like honey, honey. Sweet like honey, sweet like a summer day.
This song is Falling For You by Peachy and MXM Toon. And MXM Toon is actually, she's a friend of mine, and she's coming. Dude, that's awesome. Thank you. I might check them out. So, okay, I'm going to combine the books because I've got 53 levels. I'm not so worried about the cost. As soon as I...
Whoops. How the fuck did you hear that? Where is it? There it is. Forgot to turn that off. How the fuck did you hear Eret? Why is it not on? What is this? Alright, cool. Everything's just going to shit. I don't stream for 2 weeks. And things happen. So you're probably wondering, A, where the fuck have you been? I have made it a rule that I will not stream the first week I come back to college, just because I will be jet lagged because I go to school in a different time zone than usually. Even though it's an hour ahead, you will hear the church bells. I'm sorry, our window's open because it's kind of hot in a room. 2, after I was feeling better, Mother Nature said, fuck you. And so I was in pain for the rest of the week, which should not have happened, but yada yada yada, all that. So, hi. Welcome to me suffering. But yeah, you can see by the title we are reacting to the Legend of the Cast, the Legends of the Cast of Legends of Machina, which is a series based on the first campaign of Critical Role, which I have watched. I'm not very far into it, but I've been here long enough that I practically know what is happening in the first one, and I wanted to see who the cast is, even though I was spoiled for 2 actors. This is 100% blind reacted, and this may or may not become a YouTube video, because I was thinking about it. Also, this is going to be short because I do have to finish some stuff. I have to, yeah, what am I saying? I'm waiting for an email to come because I emailed a few people about something because I'm writing a paper and I decided to send some things to some people. Also, if the stream goes down, ignore it. I have shit internet at college, which doesn't work after a while. So, yeah. Let me actually turn this down barely and let's start watching. That is my Discord. Also, I'm about to leave someone's Discord. If I do leave it, it's nothing personal. It's just I cannot handle your fucking chats. Okay.
When we first played through this campaign, we would have never imagined that we would get some of these names to be voices on our show.
I mean, I feel like a broken record when I just keep fanboying over the actors who are playing these characters, but I'm a fanboy for all the actors who are playing these characters.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. They're all so good. I can't believe these people are working on the show.
Fuck. There we go.
It's an interesting circumstance to be developing an animated series where I created
fucking knew
and
he was
performed
Silas.
so many
I
of
heard
these characters,
I had
and
a
then now
feeling
we
he was
have the
gonna be
opportunity
Silas.
to bring them to life. And I should not play all of them. I'm genuinely really excited for and have been excited to find the right people to breathe life into these characters in ways that I never could.
Just like the player characters, all of these NPCs that you've seen, they have a piece of Matt in them. They feel like friends. So when we're casting it, there has been that deep amount of levels of consideration to make sure that they will truly be the exact perfect fit.
Part of us will always want Matt to voice every old man, woman, child, but it's been surreal to hear the guests we've had come in and bring some of these long cherished characters to life.
One of those NPCs that is beloved by all is Sean Gilmore of Gilmore's Glorious Goods. And after a lot of back and forth with Matt himself was actually the one that was very adamant about allowing someone else to take a shot at this beloved character.
I wanted to make sure that his importance to the story was given the care that it deserved.
We really wanted to find somebody who is funny and still full of life, and I think we found him.
Sunil Malhotra has done an incredible job of portraying Gilmore.
Sean Gilmore is, in my imagination, a naughty, sexy, mischievous cat. If he's not selling his wares, he's selling himself.
Sunil brings playfulness, charisma.
Listen, I've watched the campaign. That's a fucking
very
fact.
Close to Gilmore. Just full of
this man will
energy
flirt with
and
you,
life
zero
and
hesitation.
Verve. That is like hand in glove for me.
He's bringing a very unique flair and passion to the role, and is really good at hooking a finger under Vax's chin. So
Yeah, because
what we
they had
ended
a
up with
romance.
was enough of Matt's
I'm gonna
version
try
of the
not to
character
spoil
that we still recognize
anything
him
in
as
this,
the Gilmore that we fell in love with,
but
this new spin and
Critical
new
Role is
take that
basically
has
the reason I
an
got into D&D, so I'm
authenticity that
super
we
passionate
could
about
not
this, so
have
I will
gotten
talk
if
about
Matt had
this
played the
forever.
character.
The voice really hits everything that
Personal
you want
development
out of
third. They
Gilmore.
didn't put his full name,
I'm
goddammit!
quite pleased.
As Matt painted it, Exandria is such a broad, diverse, crazy place filled with all kinds of voices from around the realm. And to populate that with voice actors who aren't just the main 8 cast members of Critical Role was always a big goal of ours, to make this world feel expansive and real.
That's what you do. That's what
This
you do
show
with
is
most
a great
things.
big
If you have
stew
people from different places, you
unbelievable
have to
casting
cast
choices
different type of
and
voices.
people that you have been waiting for and knew were going to be part of it.
We are blessed with choice when it comes to extremely talented people that happen to be friends of ours. And so there have been opportunities in the series to have people like Kari Payton.
Not unfamiliar to Critical Role fans for his portrayal as
Yo.
Shasta or in Undeadwood. Sovereign Uriel is a huge part, which meant that we needed a huge voice. Kari Payton was someone that we turned to for that, and he delivered instantly. He has a level of regality to his voice that you just can't ignore.
He just brings so much weight and integrity to Uriel and gives it even more character than I would have imagined.
We're trying with some of the casting to make sure that everybody you want to hear who's been a part of the family sneaks in there every now and then.
I can't see my mouth.
Felicia Day is a perfect example of someone you will hear rattling around Tal'Dorei.
You'll hear her doing her level best to defend Amon against its enemies in a few of the early episodes.
For Amon, as one!
We would not be here without Felicia Day. She took a chance on us, she saw the possibility, and we knew that we wanted to use her.
Her character she also plays in the campaign is very funny. I love her character.
We'll take you in. But the bear waits outside.
Good old Bobby Hall got to play some guards in some of the earlier episodes.
He blew us away. He was phenomenal.
Also stepping up for a character favorite from the Vox Machina campaign is Eugene Bird as Jarrett. Jarrett got a new role in this show. He is now a captain of the Arms of Amon in the animated series.
I think Jarrett is one of the coolest characters in the campaign.
Jarrett is the kind of guy that you need to prove it to him. You need to prove it to him more than a few times.
Eugene is like such a
Laura
wonderful human being and such
I
a wonderful
love her.
person. He was in Gears of War with me, and I was so excited when he was cast.
General Krieg is a character from our early home game days that some fans may not be super familiar
I was
with,
told.
but he did reside on the Council of Tal'Dorei, and we had to turn to a big voice for his character.
Hello, my name is David Tennant, and I'm playing...
I was told about this ahead of time, that that this motherfucker was joining, and I did not believe them for a goddamn second. Until I heard a clip of his voice. Or when I watched the episode today, I was like, that is David motherfucking Tennant. It's snowing! Completely irrelevant news. It is currently snowing outside. My urge to go run outside is ridiculous because it started and it stopped, and apparently it started snowing again. If you hear my door slam and you hear like the rattling of keys, I'm outside.
General Krieg.
But, oh my god, I did not know that.
David Tennant's in our show? What?
I know he can voice act because he's been in other
bring
things,
an NPC
but
like
holy
Krieg
shit.
to life, a pre-stream NPC. So he really is the one that brings it to life for the community.
Yeah, I was
as well
about to be
for
like,
the
I have
first
no
time.
idea who the fuck this character is.
made it out alive.
He was so excited to be part of this project because he had seen the path that it took.
I think it's fantastic. I think this is how all shows should be pitched. They should all start in somebody's front room and end up on television. Why not?
Knowing what that character is going to be required to do, David was fantastic to work with.
We've also had guest appearances by Tony Hale.
Of Veep fame is our Fence. He transformed into this slimy, scheming Fence so brilliantly.
Playing the head cleric is Anjali Bhimani. Her dulcet tones matched perfectly with the character.
It's
Don't
the
want to forget
beloved
Cassandra
Symmetra.
DeRollo, sister of Percy, played by Esme Creed Miles. The Tavern Keeper, which was a fan created of Percy.
Her hair is short! Her hair is short! Okay, well, this is technically a spoiler for the campaign, but Cassie DeRollo was technically supposed to be, like, dead. Her brother Percy doesn't know that she's alive. And a lot of people thought she had, like, longer hair. And I didn't see this because I was so focused on Esme's picture because I think she's a gorgeous actress. But I did not think she had short hair. I also thought she dressed a lot differently. This might be when she's older.
Played by Esme Creed Miles. The Tavern Keeper, which was a fan-created character, voiced by Mason Alexander Park, who was incredible. They knocked it out of the booth. The Goddess...
Did I just hear they? Repeat that. Repeat that.
Miles. The Tavern Keeper, which was a fan-created character, voiced by Mason Alexander Park, who was incredible. They knocked it out of the booth. The goddess voice of the Everlight is Tracy Toms. Incredible voice, incredible performer.
Oh my god, he has
and One Punch Man is Tracy Toms. Incredible.
He has the, There's Corpse's song in the background. Oh my god, he has the two. He has not liquor container.
Incredible voice,
from
incredible
Campaign 2.
performer. And One Punch Man himself, Max Middleman, as Desmond, the coachman for the devious Briarwoods. Bryn, who is a brand new character to the series, is voiced by Stacey Raymond. Also in the Whitestone crew as Keeper Yenin, we have Gina Torres.
Your first take of her is really someone of great calm and spirituality.
They got so many people.
But she has a much greater agenda. She also has a couple of tricks up her sleeve, which make her badass.
When it came to the character of Archibald Desney, we made some changes to the character.
I should probably preface this. If you are going to watch this campaign, they cut the entire first act out because they had a person on the cast who just wasn't a good guy. It was revealed a bunch of stuff, so he left. So they are completely cutting out the first act they have, which was an Underdark series where they basically were just in a dwarf's mine looking for some creepy ass thing, and they had a bunch of other people join them, like parties and stuff, but again, he was there, so if you don't so they're going right into the Briarwoods arc. So if you're very confused, yeah, it's a lot. I've passed this arc
Overall, and also wanted to push this young rebel leader with a voice print that we thought would do it justice.
Who is it?
We're big fantasy fans, so again, in Shooting for the Moon, we reached out to Dominic Monaghan, and he said yes.
Archibald is a kind of buccaneering, swarthy man of short stature. He tends to let his fists and his axe do the talking.
He just sounds like such a badass dwarf.
Then we need to make our next move count.
23.
Gather every able-bodied fighter in Whitestone.
But we have a hobbit on our show. It's amazing.
Also, Stephen Root. We are huge fans of his, from everything from Office Space to Barry. The way that he chews and works with his words gave a whole new shape to the character of Anders.
Tick tock, you're wasting time.
Vedmeyer also cuts an extremely intimidating profile,
my voice is
and we knew with a half-giant of his size, we needed a voice to match it. You can't go wrong with Rory McCann, the Hound from Game of Thrones.
What the fuck?
Dr. Anna Ripley is another one of the Briarwood henchmen that we knew we needed to bring to life. And Kelly Hu does an incredible job of that.
Don't play dumb. It won't end well for you.
God, Kelly is a villain.
Listen. When I say I simp for villains, she's not one of them. But with that voice, ma'am! Oh, what the hell just happened?
It's a really, really sharp
But, ma'am, you can do some things to me.
Performance.
So two of the NPCs that obviously jumped to our mind in the beginning was Lady Allura Vysoren and obviously Lady Kima of Vord. Big shoes, big characters.
Oh yeah,
beloved
absolutely.
by
Everyone
all.
loves them.
And we quickly turned to an angelic voice from Game of Thrones Indira Varma for Lady Allura Vysoren.
She has this grace and this prim quality.
Hey fucking yo! Hey yo! Bro, I loved her in Game of Thrones. Yes, I watched Game of Thrones. Don't question it.
To her.
I must object, Sir Finch. We don't even know what the creature is. Demon? Elemental? And how do you propose we capture it?
She was able to
Spoiler,
deliver
it was a
this
fucking
very
dragon.
delicate, soft, but powerful dialogue.
I love you, Matt. I love your voice as Allura, but it's so amazing.
Oh yeah,
to
absolutely.
hear the woman come to life.
Listen, I will forever say this, even though I don't talk about D&D that much because I don't play it on my streams, and I honestly don't plan to do any more streams. If they do, I'm not going to stream them because scheduling conflicts, yada yada yada. Because I don't think anyone who I had that one episode are interested in playing anymore because I think we all have so different schedules. But I will have to say this, Matt is an amazing fucking DM. I'm not discrediting anyone else, I'm just saying he's an incredible person, and I'm thankful for all the people inspired, including myself, to play and to DM. And as well, I might have stolen some of your shit. Yeah, it's just very interesting to see this, and I think this was also one of the reasons I first wanted to start voice acting. Even though it's insanely ridiculous to do this where I live so far away from California, that's probably never going to be a thing, but we will see. Let's continue on.
And then her partner in crime, Kima of Vord, played by the incredibly fun...
Ma'am! Oh, and there's an ambulance. Oh shit. Sorry, the ambulance is currently outside oh my god, I can't speak all of a sudden. There's an ambulance currently outside the second dormitory. But we're fine. But you got Rosa! You got Rosa? Listen, I loved her in Encanto, but holy shit.
Stephanie Beatriz.
She has just the perfect cadence and the perfect deadpan delivery.
Yes,
and just
she
nails
does.
it with her total disdain for the entire group of Vox Machina.
She's large and in charge, even though she's under 4 feet tall.
Stephanie is a fantastic badass of the utmost variety.
Playing a badass is an internal thing. It is about the space that you've decided that you take up. It isn't about how small or big you are.
She just like got it immediately and sounds exactly like I pictured Kima sounding.
While I miss Matt as Lady Kima, I'm pretty happy with who we got.
Honestly, yeah.
Another immensely talented voiceover actress, the illustrious great.
Okay. I knew this one too. Not because anyone told me. Scratch that. I was told that she was in this. I didn't know that she was Delilah Briarwood. But if you don't know who this is the voice actress for Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender. So, when I heard this, I instantly thought that she was going to be Ridley. I didn't think she was going to be Delilah until I watched the show and I was like, is that fucking Griffin? So, yeah. Can you tell I know a lot of voice actors? Welcome to my weird perk I have where I can just hear a voice, and if I know the voice actor, I will call them out. You can blame Nyx for that shit, because she does it with music all the time. She even said that in the last... But also, ma'am, listen, I know you a bitch, and I know you a necromancy, I know you a necromancy user, but, hi.
Griffin, she is our...
I'm not gonna discredit the concept art, but I did not expect her to wear, like, a lot of blues. I expected her to wear, like, dark reds.
Delilah Briarwood.
Villains, I've been playing them for decades, and they're just so deliciously wonderful to play.
Yes.
Delilah is a very complicated villain.
I liken her to sort of like a big cat. I'll kill you when I'm feeling like it, but right now I'm just having fun.
She grasped so many facets of the subtlety and that brimming in...
Again, I know I keep pausing it, but I enjoy this. I enjoy just talking about this because this is something I'm passionate about. But Delilah is a very complex character. She's not doing this for any other gain. She's doing this for her husband, but as well, she's just wickedly evil. Because they murdered an entire goddamn family. And it's just so interesting. Oh my god. I love her already. But, like, fuck. Hi.
Intensity and threat, while still keeping that cordial, presentory upper crust.
Yep. She relishes in the villainous aspect, but she really gets the heart of Delilah.
She does do horrible things, but it's all in the name of love.
Yep.
So you have to root for her just a little bit.
Yep.
We also have...
Again, there is I don't know if the show will show this part, but this is like this isn't like a biggest fucking spoiler. But there is a part where they hang, like, people who look like the Vox Machina characters on the main tree that's outside that's called a sun tree. And they hang a child. Because... Oh shit, that's gonna change. Because Pike, when it was first being thing, wasn't there because Ashley was filming Blind Spot. But now they saw her at the party. So they're gonna hang 2 children instead. Oh, they switched out Tiberius for Pike. Gotcha. Because I was wondering who they're gonna do. Oh no, they're gonna hang Trinket. Trinket's a bear. No! No, I don't think they saw Trinket.
Of the talented Darren DePaul joining us as
the
Kieran
fuck
Stonefell.
He's grotesque. He's evil.
Shut the fuck.
He's
Oh my god, I
disgusting.
love these.
He is a mess.
So I'm sure we're like, of course, Darren. He's disgusting, he's evil, he's a mess. We've got to make it him.
Darren is, I'm not convinced as human. He can make creatures come out of him that don't really make sense.
Nobody's gonna get into that part of the basement of their voice like Darren can.
Death to the Derolers!
Yeah, again, I will say this about every single voice actor. Y'all are some talented motherfuckers. Because again, I can change my voice subtly. I can go to like a raspier version of my voice. I can go into a higher pitch. But I cannot reach into the deepest part of me and make that kind of sound. And so I am just forever impressed. Like, I don't think any amount of like editing will ever do some... Oh my god. Wait, is the snow sticking? The snow is sticking. It's sticking! Sorry, I know I keep jumping. But like... I have not seen snow in forever. That wasn't like, you can't go outside without freezing your ass off because you don't have power. But oh my god, it's sticking. Ah, thank god I got everything I did. But like, oh my god.
There's the great joy in playing someone who just doesn't give a damn.
Yep.
Watch.
Which is why I love playing villains in D&D or like heroes that are corrupted, because it is just the goddamn best. Which is why I always say like I sympathize with some villains, because I can look at a villain and be like, I understand why the fuck you're doing this, and I shouldn't be rooting for you, but I am, because a lot of times it's very interesting. Like in this is spoilers for anyone who because I know a bunch of my friends watch my streams but aren't subscribed because you are a bunch of pussies. I'm kidding, I love all of you. Yeah, for mine and Tommy's characters, my character, Clark, they are so tired of kind of just being forgotten, because their story is basically that they were abandoned by their people. They're a changeling. They don't know who the hell they are. They're always like switching between like different like people, changing everything about them to like fit into society as a changeling. And they're almost just tired of being like a no one in history, which is even enough that like they call themselves a person without history. So they just want to be written down in history. While you look at Tommy's character, Dorian, he was betrayed so many times by different people he thought he can trust, enough that he has like very few allies. So now seeing that they both have an opportunity to defile a mad queen, they're gonna take that opportunity. I'm not gonna say anything less, but we do light an orphanage on fire. Well, we plan to, and our DM has like told us it's gonna happen off. Like, it's gonna happen not while we're there, but it's going to be very interesting seeing how like all of the dynamics are gonna shift. I'm sorry.
Watching this universe come to life, it's bigger and more complex than I even imagined.
These are adult stories, adult themes, and because it's animated, it means that you can do so much more.
Anything that you can think of, anything that you can dream of, that can be brought to life in the world of animation.
Who would have thought that we would get to tell these stories in this medium, and people aren't ready for how vibrant and exciting it looks.
It's very like those cartoons that you watched as a kid. It kind of reeks of nostalgia, but with swear words. And what could be better?
Yep.
It feels like our little group is just starting to expand and grow.
For many, many years, this was truly a world that only existed in a handful of people's imagination.
It feels like these...
I love how I can also, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I love how I can tell what campaign they're in, because how they're sitting. Like, this is Vox Machina, because Laura is sitting next to Liam, and like they're up top.
Only existed.
While this is their second campaign. This is the Mighty Nine, and it's because Laura is moved down. Marisha is sitting next to Liam. Laura is sitting next to Taliesin, and then Ashley is kind of across. And I know like recently, yeah, they didn't post one yesterday. Ironically, funny enough, the reason I don't stream on Thursday is because I usually have my campaign that I DM for, and as well as Critical Role comes out. Sorry. But it's also very interesting because now Liam comes down here. I'm pretty sure Ashley is up here, and also they have I almost call him Dorian.
Handful of people's imagination.
Raven, I think. But yeah,
feels like these characters that we have lived with for years now have been given new life.
The fact that there are all these critters who are invested in this
Hi.
means that, fuck, it needs to be seen, it needs to be made.
This is because of you, and it almost brings tears to my eyes.
Holy shit, it's Mary. For also people who don't know, Mary plays Zara, a tiefling in this campaign as well. And I think if they're going to continue on with this, she will be in season 2. Because if I'm correct, if I'm gonna speculate this, if they are going to have a season 2, it is going to be on the next arc, which involves some motherfucking dragons. And so Mary's character, Zara, actually comes back in with another character. But it's so interesting. I love how she's the voice director.
As it's kind of an amazing thing.
Indulge and engage with this moment that you helped create, because without you, it would not have been.
Knowing that The Legend of Vox Machina was creator made from top to bottom, there's a certain magic to that.
I know I keep pausing it, but again, this is my own viewing. I don't give a shit. I'm not doing this for like the runtime. And again, most of this is not going to be like cut in because it's not like this is literally going to become a YouTube video. I think it's just incredibly interesting. Seeing how this was honestly just for Liam for like a birthday gift. This is supposed to be a one-shot, which is basically a campaign that is only one session, for those who don't know. Again, if we do want me to do like more like D&D things where I just talk about D&D for an hour or 2 hours, I will fucking do it because I'm so passionate about this. But I think is incredibly interesting seeing how these are just a bunch of voice actors that are friends that decided to do this for someone's birthday, and it became this. It's very interesting.
That I don't think you can get anywhere else.
People say stuff like, this is your world, you created this stuff. Like, I, to a degree, helped to facet it, but I am one of many storytellers in this. Me and all the players at the table, and the community that watch this, and all. I am one of many storytellers.
Sorry, I'm going back for like one thing. Okay, I was wondering, I was like, I see Mary and I see this table, which is the table I think they play at. I'm not 100% sure.
All the players at the table,
Jesus.
and the community that watch this, and all these artists, developers, and designers. This is a continued expansion of that collaboration, and collaboration is key. This isn't my world anymore. This is our world.
New series January 28th, which actually came out today. See, yeah. It fucking feels weird looking at this and like seeing how something that had started how long ago? Funny enough, I'm actually gonna tell you what episode I'm on.
But sometimes I wonder.
Shut up. I hate when that does that. So I'm on episode 8 for campaign 3, which is actually the most recent campaign. So if you want to get into it, I suggest starting with campaign 3 because it is the newest season. And but when it comes to campaign 1, because I took the longest break, I'm actually on episode 46 out of like 100 something. Yeah, they also stream on YouTube and Twitch, which I think is very interesting. It's absolutely insane. But my one advice is if you are going to watch them on stream, don't look at chat. Chat is usually disgusting. That is like the one chat I say do not interact with, because I don't know what's worse, the Dream SMP chat or the Critical Role chat. I'm not sorry for that comment. But also, again, I do watch other like things. I'm not just a Critical Role. I hate that's doing that. I hate that I literally decided to like reload my YouTube and all of that is coming up. Yada yada yada. Okay, but there is another thing I want to look at. What the fuck? The music. Ooh, wait. Oh my god, they have the design. I actually might look at all of this because I'm like very invested, and I think since it's just coming out, we might as well, but let's actually watch the trailer. Because it's very fun. I think it's so interesting.
Rises. Our only hope lies in these brave warriors.
What the fuck?
Gets completely destroyed.
Right. Who else have we got?
Fucking Pike, man. And people say clerics need to be holy as shit. Pike breaking bottles.
Vox Machina! We fuck shit up.
Let's go! Come on, work!
You can't be seriously considering them for such a task.
Our reputation is less than stellar.
Fucking drinks.
Gold isn't getting us anywhere. Maybe we try doing some good this time?
Nah. Literally every D&D campaign, we do it for the gold, we don't do it for justice.
If this evil persists, the kingdom will
I'm gonna be
starve to
honest.
death.
Damn it, I don't think it went back. Yeah, I just fucked with my audio. I'm gonna be honest, hold up. Let me just again, I'm just fan at this point. Fucking Gilmore. This scene right here. Or this image right here. Whoo, shit. I have like no other words for this other than hi, I wish that was me. oh, I never noticed that there was a body. I've watched this how many times and I never realized that was there.
It's evil.
Yeah, like this shot. Wait, does she have both her hands?
Persists. The kingdom will starve.
Poor Percy, man. I love this.
I suggest we run right now.
Ooh.
We fight.
Wait, so then I'm assuming, because Percy has 2 guns in the actual thing, and he's had them like most of the time. So I'm guessing he only has the pepper box and not bad news, which is basically like the equivalent of like a musket type gun, like one of those like very long guns that you require 2 hands for. Jesus.
Grog, you're hurt.
No big question. Is this normal?
Oh. Literally, I love how that's so canonic. It's just basically like, yeah! No, I'm going to the designs, because I want to freak out about this as someone who
There's something about Phil Barassa that's incredibly contagious.
He's an amazing artist, he's an amazing designer, he's a genius.
He's just been knocking out of the park over and over again.
I want to see his designs.
With his designs, it just solidified the characters in our heads on the page.
He's that good, and he's that confident. I love drawing this stuff.
Because again, I'm not an animation student. No offense to anyone. I don't have the highest interest in animations. I know I do not have the patience for it. So I don't want to pursue it. I'm a photography student. But I will fucking forever give props to people who do this kind of animation and like just do animation in general, because I know that shit takes fucking forever, and especially if like frames don't work out well. But yeah, I will applaud you even though I have no, like, I appreciate it even though I have no interest in myself to do it. But yeah. So I want to see these costumes because I do draw like characters and stuff.
We at Critical Role have been blessed with having our characters drawn by amateur and professional artists in the critter community for years. I've seen hundreds of versions of Scanlan Shorthalt. There's been such a broad spectrum drawn. But when I found out that Phil Barassa was going to be our official character designer for The Legend of Vox Machina, it was like a great weight had been taken off my shoulders.
Yeah, because again, I'm going to gush about Ren for a minute. If you don't know who Ren is, the Ravenous Renway is a dear friend of mine in real life, and as well is my artist, and as well as she is an amazing friend, and as well as she's like my personal artist, but as well as a person who does like most of our character designs for our D&D like parties and stuff, and usually like does a bunch of other things on the sideline. Because again, Ren is an artist, but she doesn't do commissions. She kind of just does it for fun. Again, we pay her. People, please pay your artist. But just seeing Ren, like seeing this and hearing them talk about it, it was so strange when we first mentioned like what all of our characters wanted to look like to Ren. Beforehand was just very interesting because a lot of us didn't expect it to go where we thought it was going to go, and then seeing how there's just so many people I don't imagine, because you can give someone like the briefest idea of what you want your characters to look like. Like now, Ren has been doing some stuff on the sideline with the story that someone is in the work that involves like I'm not gonna say involves what would have happened if we did a lore server. It's just kind of just a story of a bunch of us fucking around. And Ren has been doing like a lot of art for it on the side because, again, since we are a part of the story, we get to read it for free. I'm not saying what the fuck the link is. You don't get to see it. But I think it's just so interesting seeing how you can just mention the little designs or like little things you want to see for a character, and then people would just go with it. Especially, it's so interesting to see that type of things. I'm sorry, I know I'm gushing a lot, but I'm a nerd when it comes to this type of shit.
I'm a huge fan of Phil Barassa's. I have been for many, many years. All of his work on the DC films, I saw his style and I connected with it in such an acute way. He has such a fantastic eye.
I met Travis before I knew about Critical Role. He was playing one of the heavies in a Batman movie I did all the character design for. I didn't talk to him.
Also, yeah, if you're wondering where like you're hearing a bunch of these names, probably because they play in a lot of your favorite things. Like I know Laura Bailey does a lot of video game voice does a lot of video games actresses. Like I know in that one Avengers game or Avengers games that fell through with Camila as the main character. She plays Black Widow. I know she does a bunch of others. Like I know she's Fetch and Infamous, First Light and First Son. Yes, I know it's like a very old game. If you know Ashley Johnson, it's because she plays Ellie in The Last of Us. Yes, I'm a goddamn nerd. Because basically all of them are voice actors, so you heard them work in like either very large or small projects. I don't know a lot of the work, I just know like most of them.
After that, for a few years, the next time we ran into each other, my wife and I were taking an early flight out of LAX to go to JFK for New York Comic Con in 2018.
As the fates would have it, when Laura and I sat down, I hear this, Travis? And I look to my left, and across the aisle is Phil Barassa just sitting right there. And just in that moment, lightning bolt to the head, I was like, we got this animated series that we're
Oh, yeah, I should also probably preference, the reason, like, a bunch of people, if you know a bunch of voice actors say they're from California, it is because if you want to work in voice acting, you have to move to California. It is, like, one of those things where it's, like, if you want to have this, you're going to have to make huge fucking sacrifices. It's very strange. I don't know why it is. I'm not going to, like, complain about it because I don't do it. But, yeah, it just kind of sucks that you have to be in California to be a voice actor. Which, again, I understand, like, most productions, yada, yada, yada. The clouds are getting really bad. I can't see one of the buildings. Sorry.
Developing.
Travis was like, would you be down to take a pass at these characters? And I was like, hell yeah. Just something clicked for me, drawing this stuff. I'm just shy of 20 years now doing this.
Sorry,
and I
like
spent the last 11 consecutive years doing superheroes. If I'm known for anything, it's for the work that I did on the DC superheroes at Warner Bros. Animation.
Like,
but
this is so
fantasy
fucking cool.
is
I love
my
how he
first
draws
love.
Wonder Woman.
Phil is so amazing, and he's worked on a lot of the superhero stuff that Travis and I have done in the past. And
yeah, Laura
his
also
designs are
voices
phenomenal. So the fact that he came on board was a huge jump in excitement level for me.
I mean, the excitement was hard to contain. So many of us were fans of his work from what he'd done with WB. I'm a huge Batman girl, and I love all of that.
I knew Phil's work before I knew that it was Phil's work. I've seen his animation before, and his character designs are gorgeous.
His design work is immaculate. His creativity is brilliant.
When I heard that Phil was going to be on the project, I was like, yes, they've got it. This is great. He's perfect.
Phil is pretty much a legend in the animation industry out here, and the idea that he would be coming on to the project with us, I don't think I even believed it at first.
My reaction to Phil Brass was like, no fucking way.
Yeah. Because imagine just working on something.
There was something about the project that spoke to me on a deeper personal level that I was willing to take the chance on working with a completely new creative team. Critical Role presented this opportunity to be at the ground floor of something relatively new and fresh, and even though the lore was clearly well defined and the characters were well defined, there was so much to explore on a visual level.
Yeah.
Normally when I'm creating a design, it comes
even
from
though the characters have like their own backstory and their own lore and things like
just the writer's
probably
script.
the show won't
These
show, but if you are a fan
come
of
from the imagination and the heart and the soul of the voice actors, the cast members, who are the creators and founders, right? So they were very involved.
I completely lost my train of thought. But yeah, these characters have so much to them.
Hair. I gave notes about how much she wants to use her feminine wiles, so I didn't want her to be too brazen.
So much is determined by the performances, what the
absolutely.
creators had imbued in their creations. The way Laura's performance informs the way that I draw the character.
She's so hot. I'm sorry, I have to say this.
She's got to have some attitude. Whereas Keyleth has this charming naivete, like an innocent aspect.
Every time we pull up an image or a turnaround of Keyleth, everyone in the room is just like, oh, she's so cute. She's just a little button. And I think because Keyleth has this fresh look at the world, we really wanted to reflect that in her character design.
Even his first designs,
but then she gets trauma.
Scanlan was kind of perfect. I don't think we changed that much. We were just nitpicking on collar size and hair shape. Everything else,
Scanlan.
like Phil's first takes, are everybody else's 10th take.
The first stuff I saw of Grog, the frame is right, the expressions were right, and he just gets the bearing of the guy because it's so easy to make a hulking figure look intimidating.
I completely forget he doesn't start out with a beard. He gets that
the rage and the fury
he finds
of a strong
he finds a
but
belt
also
in a
like the
cave or
warmth
something.
and the gentle nature of Grog.
He's kind of the Hulk, but he's kind of not.
Yeah.
There's a cuteness to Grog
That is
too.
literally
So
Grog
there were
to a
things that
T.
we
He's the
played
Hulk,
with,
but
like
not.
the size of his ears.
Phil did such a good job with just the nuance of each of the characters' personalities coming through. Pike's hair color to the color of her armor and the little scrapes on her armor, and he just took it to the next level.
I'm gonna be honest.
They created these original characters, but they're.
I'm gonna be honest. Even though Pike wasn't like involved with a lot with the season, because again, Ashley Johnson was filming Blind Spot, as I mentioned earlier on the stream. But just seeing like how much Pike is gonna be in the show is gonna be so goddamn new. But also, I just fucking love Pike in general. She is a sweetheart. She is the mom of the group. I love her. I like how I'm talking like I fucking like have played this, but I've watched like so much, and I've watched so much, but I fucking love these characters, man.
They're also very archetypal. Like Percy and Vax are dexterity builds, so they're very lithe and long to kind of bring out to show the agility and the dexterity inherent in the class.
Jumps out a goddamn
Percival is a character that Phil grasped so quickly and understood how everything was supposed to lie, especially when standing with everybody else, has a very unique look and a unique vibe.
Yeah, he's a rich
Phil's
boy.
excellent at what he does, and both with Vax and with all these characters, he has come in, landed
really
pretty
stabby
close to
stab.
the target already, and then we're able to sort of shoot ideas back and forth, and then the next week it's there.
It's been really cool working with him to kind of take these characters that don't just live in my brain, but each one of them has a part of me in them, and then have them come back even prettier than I could have ever hoped for.
Watching him dive into this fantasy scape, Phil's just flexing. He's having a blast.
Since
Phil's
it's on
had
Amazon,
tons of
and I
leeway
watched it
to
on
just
stream.
create kind of whatever his mind
If I do a watch
can
party,
dream
can I
up.
watch this?
Something that's really important about this animated series is we wanted it to be definitely and distinctly an adult series.
Oh, yeah.
It's for grown-ups. So we wanted to make sure that the world, the background, the atmosphere, and the character designs both sort of read as sophisticated, mature.
We definitely want to make sure that this show feels unique, and I think Phil was well
just
aware
by the
of that.
look of like
Totally down to
Desmond
just
and Percy, I
try
really know what scene
anything
that is, and
throw
it's a
ideas at
fucked
the
up
wall and see
scene.
what stuck.
Phil's designs capture the kineticism and flow of the
But it
best that
works for
Japanese
Percy as a
animation has to
character.
offer while
And I understand why
feeling
he did it.
uniquely Western and uniquely, honestly, uniquely themselves.
Phil's stuff definitely leans way more in the anime direction, and anime itself is kind of like part of the DNA of Titmouse's look and culture. All of us here watch a shit ton of anime, so he almost was a perfect
understandable.
fit in the sense that he's looking at the same exact kind of stuff and incorporating that into his designs.
He just came to this with a vigor and an excitement that we couldn't help but be excited alongside it.
There almost couldn't be a better match as far as Western character designers than Phil.
We are pouring every ounce of passion and love and creativity that we have at our disposal into trying to bring this world to life.
Watching Phil dive into this world, you kind of got the sense of an athlete sort of stretching.
I love
He's really
bats.
just starting to
Bats.
break out of
Bats. It's
anything
oh my
that he's
God.
done before.
Fuck yeah, I
It's
love
only
that.
limited by what your imagination
got the
can
twins' names
envision. And for
confused.
Phil,
I love bats
there
as a
is
character
no
as
shortage of
well.
that.
I really
love all
have
of
not
them with, like, a little
experienced
bit of
anything
uniqueness.
this good in animation.
I'm hoping we can do a lot of seasons of this show.
I think we're only really getting started with him.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
blown us out of the
absolutely.
water with everything that we have in season 1. God's help us for what's in store in season 2.
Did they just say God help us? Because I was about to say, if there is going to be a season 2, that's going to be one of the best goddamn arcs that they have so far. And I'm pretty, yeah, because it's the Briarwoods, the clan. Ooh, I don't remember a lot of them, but I know there's the one, ooh, fuck, I don't know which one's after that. But, oh! No, we're gonna do the worlds, and then we're gonna do music.
We're seeing these amazing designs coming in.
Ignore.
Rooms and taverns and courts.
Locations and color palettes.
It's gorgeous. It's epic.
It's beyond all expectations.
To see it all for the first time, I went and I sat in my car and I just started crying because I was like, I can't believe this is real.
It's one of those things where it's like, it's completely understandable what they say. Like, you are watching something that you have done get turned into a show for other people.
The trajectory of this story over the years has constantly defied our expectations. The size and the scale of it has felt so large and sweeping to us in our minds. And so you think, what could possibly live up to it? And the team at Titmouse has really been answering the call.
Titmouse is one of the best animation studios around, period.
They check all the boxes. They've got animation cred up the wazoo. They've worked on funny shows, dramatic shows. They've done it all.
It truly feels like a
Funny shows, dramatic shows. They've done it all.
It truly feels like a company made of nerds. Just like our company, we instantly felt a kinship and a shared language. It kind of lowered the barrier to entry.
The people at the top who define the culture and the attitude of the studio are themselves huge nerds, super into this stuff. And not just for me, but for them, this is kind of the dream project because we're sort of living out our dream of finally getting to create this type of property.
They aren't wanting to take, something that we've created and turn it into something completely different. They want to honor what it was that we did.
Everyone else seems genuinely as excited to be a part of this as we're excited to have it happening.
someone with dyed hair.
I'm proud to count myself among the critters. I was one of the 90,000 to back this project in the first place. I had no idea I was going to be on it.
I remember very distinctly getting my eyes on some of Arthur Loftus, our art director's first background pieces, and just being stunned.
Not only is he a professional artist and designer, he's also a big Critical Role fan. So the fact that you've got somebody who really knows the show, who's designing things even down to minute detail, like even Matt Mercer's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that, but Arthur hasn't forgotten about it. Like he's put it in the show.
And that's something you just don't get in any animated series. Usually the executive producer has to explain to the art director the feeling that he's trying to evoke or she's trying to evoke, but Arthur knows that feeling because he watched it live.
A lot of the vision does come from Arthur, but then what I add to it is how to make the world seem really alive and believable. My role as supervisor and director is to really coordinate and work with the story team. We're literally translating idea into visual and finding opportunities to really push those moments to make the world feel that much more integrated.
Sunjin works on all the episodes, and he's got the big picture, the 10,000-foot view about where the story is going over the course of the season, where the story is going over the course of the series.
He is so dedicated to making sure that it feels right for The Legend of Vox Machina.
I have never felt more confident in letting other people handle a vision of mine than already seeing what they're doing with it, the whole team.
We're getting to revisit all these great locations that we explored in the original Vox Machina campaign that we played through live. Locations like Iman.
Iman is very much the central fantasy metropolis of this continent, at least from a human society standpoint. And so these first episodes really kind of introduce us to that place.
The initial sketches that Arthur did of Iman were so striking and so epic in scale and scope that we had to go back and look at Matt's original drawings and be like, is this right? Does this match? And it does. He took what Matt did on a 2D piece of paper and turned it into...
I want to look at this because I've never looked at this super hard, and I love looking at maps, especially as I'm someone who, as a DM and an assistant DM to my longest running friend group I played with, I usually draw a bunch of the maps. So seeing this, the military district, the temple district, cemetery district, Port of Amman, central district, Cloudtop district. Okay, so because again, anytime I've heard him say oh, the Cloudtop district, I always thought it was literally in the sky. So this is interesting to see. And then the upper slums, the shoreline farms, Amman, the capital, Taldor. Again, I'm a fucking nerd when it comes to this stuff. The lower slums. So that's so interesting that this entire area is surrounded by walls, but the upper and lower slums are so different. So yeah, there's Gilmore's. Fuck, where's 2? Am I that blind I don't see 2? Okay, it's right there. Sorry. Hey. Alright, let's see if that works for a little bit. I don't know. Let me just reload everything for a hot second. Oh, no, it's still heavily unstable. It's fine at this point.
Are very unique from each other, and we've gone to great lengths to make sure that every element we include in every scene really expresses the world as clearly and takes it further than whatever we were originally seeing in the stream online.
You really feel like these are drawings of real places and not just a quick sketch of a random temple.
Yeah, absolutely.
all starts on paper, a bunch of just words describing characters in a story. Then we start to try to visualize it with Arthur and his team.
It's a multi-stage process. We start with storyboards that we're working off of that sort of give us an idea what the shot is, where characters are going to be standing, and what the general action of the scene is. And then a background designer is going to take that storyboard and just really flesh out the composition, figure out what design elements we want in there. A background painter takes it next, adds lighting. That lighting is basically used to enhance the storytelling moment.
A really good background by itself without anything else evokes emotion. It tells you instantly what the scene is going to be like.
It's a lot like a